You guys, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, two incredibly talented musicians. We have Lauren Monroe and we have Rick Allen from Def Leppard, and they also happen to be a married couple, and they have a new EP called Big Love coming out, and we're so happy to welcome you guys. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me introduce you to everybody. First, we'll start off by introducing you to my cool, outrageous Man About Town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell, who's also my husband.
I'm not an egomaniac. I don't think I'm a star. And the sunglasses are not because I don't want to be recognized. The truth of the matter is I had cataract surgery 5 days ago, and the bright lights of the studio really are killing me. So that's the reason.
That's why he has glasses on.
I'm not incognito.
Right. Speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So much.
Then we have a chat room, and we literally have, let's see, we have England, Australia, Canada, Germany, lots of places in the United States all represented. So say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, everyone.
And this is going to be a lot of fun. So we want to welcome you guys to the show. And where are you guys actually? Where do you guys live?
We're up in Northern California.
Okay, you don't have to tell us exactly.
Beautiful. Anywhere in Northern California is beautiful. You know, I have to tell you what we tell everybody that comes on that's in the music business. I am so upset because we're not allowed to play your music. And in shows before, we could play the music that the people did when they came on our show, and that made it a really rounded, nice show. So now we have to talk about your music.
Tell people where to go to get your music.
And I really wish they'd cut that crap out, because we're not pirating. We're not pirating your music. You're here to promote your music. And I don't understand why you don't have the right to promote your music wherever you wish.
But anyway, what happens was we used to do it because we've been on the air for 13 years. We always had people play the music, but starting in January, we had John B on. I don't know if you know John B. He's like an R&B star, but he sold millions of records. And we played his song, and in the middle of the thing, YouTube shut us down. And they got cut off, and the whole show got disappeared. And we had to come back like 10 minutes later, and it was a mess. So what we'll do is, first of all, you guys, let me tell you.
Let me say something. We have over 4.5 million people right now in this show. So can you imagine if 4.5 million people listen to your music?
They're going to listen.
I mean, no, but they can't on our show. You would be selling, even if you sold 150,000 albums. I mean, that's good money, baby, right?
And they're donating their money. We're going to get to all of that. You're going too far ahead of me. I got all these great notes.
I don't research guests.
All right. So you guys, first of all, let me do some bragging. First of all, tell us, how did you guys meet? Because you're married, and I read on Wikipedia that you got married in 2003. Let's do some gossip stuff first, and then we'll go into your
I usually
music.
do that.
I want to know how they met.
You're taking all my questions.
Go ahead. We always argue. Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it in a minute. So one of you guys tell us how you met. Lauren, you tell us.
Well, I was living in Boulder, Colorado at the time, and we had a mutual friend. I come from a healing arts background. I did a lot of spiritual healing and energy medicine, massage therapy. I worked at various locations and helping people with trauma. And my friend was friends with Rick, and he was coming through town at a concert, and he said, I really want you to work with Rick. He needs someone to help him. And so I met him as a therapist first, and we became friends. And that's pretty much it.
I love it.
Yeah, my daughter Deirdre is very much into everything that you just said. She's also a Reiki, whatever person. I don't know. And I'm holistic also. I certainly believe that nature is the answer to the cure of all of our diseases, not chemicals, but nature.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to do. I want to do a real quick brag for Rick real quick. First of all, I love drummers, I have to say. So I'm excited that you're on the show, and I'm excited that you guys came on as a couple to promote the new album. We actually recently just had Kenny Aronoff on the show, and I'm also do some publicity for him. And I know he played on the album, right?
Yeah.
We love him.
I love Kenny. Kenny is the best guy in the world.
We got
he's always up, funny, and wonderful.
And we got about 4 million plays or whatever on the show. People really like him, and so we're going to get a lot of plays for you too. But I want to do some bragging.
Wait a minute. I compared Kenny once to Gene Krupa.
Fantastic. Yeah,
He's
Gene
fa-
Krupa, fantastic drummer.
Gene Krupa's from my day, and I mean I've never seen a drummer like it yet. How I mean I know he was loaded all the time, but I don't know what he was loaded on because I would suggest to some of these lousy drummers to take some. But he was wonderful. I mean Gene Krupa, for those of you out there who don't know who he is, was the greatest drummer of the 1940s and 50s. His hands moved so quickly you could barely see where the sticks hit. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Actually, too, just to let you know, because Ron is a big Turner Classic Movies guy, even though he looks young, tell him how old you are.
I just turned 80 in May.
So he's 80. So he's from a different generation.
I'm an old bag.
I do the young bags and he does the old bags.
I'm like ancient. I'm an ancient alien.
So real quick though, you guys. So Rick, you guys, for anybody who doesn't know who he is, and I don't know how anybody couldn't.
How could you not know who he is? You got to be dead.
He's also known as the Thunder God. He's the drummer for Def Leppard. They sold more than 100 million records worldwide. He's ranked number 7 greatest drummers of all time, ranked number 31 in VH1's 100 greatest artists of hard rock. Actually, Def Leppard is ranked 70 in the 100 greatest artists of all time. Def Leppard was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2019.
That's right.
And everybody knows Bringing On the Heartbreak, Photograph, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Love Bites, Animal, Rock of Ages. And I actually saw you guys in concert when I was in high school. It was awesome. So it was fun. And now you have your beautiful wife, Lauren Monroe, and you guys just did a new EP called Big Love, and I've been listening to it for 3 days on Spotify. There's 5 songs, you guys. It's really good. It's on Spotify.
What's your favorite number?
My favorite number is When the Rain Comes, actually. Was the one I liked the best. But there's 5 songs, you guys. One called Big Love, one called Lie, one called Get Happy, one called When the Rain Comes, and one called Joshua. And the first one single that's been released is Big Love, and you guys can see it. The video is on YouTube. It's a beautiful video. So we'll let you guys.
We can't show the video either?
No, we can't. But I'm gonna put the video when this video goes out to all the TV networks that we send it to. I'm gonna put the video in it, so it'll be there.
This really sucks. I mean, what has the video got to do with their album? I mean,
it's a song.
It's promoting.
It's playing
no,
the
but what I
song.
mean is, what are you going to do? Copy the video?
No, but that's just the way they do it.
I mean,
What are
you're
you
going to walk
do?
around with a video in your phone?
He likes to complain, don't we?
No, I only complain when things are unjust, okay? You guys work very hard to produce and deliver this music. And for these people to hinder your sale of it sucks. What's her name? Who I love, the singer that I love so much.
Oh, that helps.
I just had an ancient alien brain missing. Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks, who I love. Stevie Nicks said to me, she said, Ron, I can't sell any music because they're pirating it all. So now I only do live shows. How do you feel about what Stevie said?
It's interesting. What do you think?
I haven't come across that for me yet. I mean, you've been in the industry way more than me, but
No, I mean, the industry's changed a lot. I mean, some people do expect that music is for free if it's on the internet. So more and more, your music is your calling card, really, in a view to playing live shows. So it's changed. It is different, but there are always new ways to create revenue streams.
Yes.
But like Stevie said, why produce a record? You're not going to make any money on it. So she stopped producing records, and now she just does live shows where you buy a ticket to see her. And I think,
not right now, but yeah.
I don't mean this week. I didn't mean this week right now, Jimmy. I'm going to beat you later. I mean,
So hold on. Let's go to them,
wait.
though.
I want to. Are you from Australia?
No, he's from
Oh, me? No, I'm originally from right in the middle of England, close to a place called Sheffield.
Oh, I know where that is. I go to England a lot. I have a very dear friend of mine who's in northern England in Lancashire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful farm there called the Baker Farm, a very famous farm because on it is a church from the medieval days. And if you go in it, you see the coffins with the knights in shining armor on it. Quite an interesting part of England. Beautiful. Yeah. They do a lot of filming there. Many movies have been made there.
Yeah, that's right. I grew up there. It's beautiful.
Beautiful country. Beautiful.
Which, by the way, I want to tell everybody, you joined Def Leppard when you were 15, right?
I did. I joined. I auditioned just before my 15th birthday and joined around about my 15th birthday. So I've been with them for a while.
Aaliyah, pretty. So Lauren, let's go to you then. How long have you been doing music?
Well, I had my first guitar when I was 6, started writing songs when I was little. So I've been playing for quite a while. I had a band in Colorado. I had a band in San Francisco when I was there. And then I've just always been playing. But I've only released a few albums. The last one I did was called Freedom Sessions, and Rick produced it in 2008. And then I've just been busy with lots of different projects, and I've been writing furiously, and we decided to release something this year.
I love it though. It's
Yeah.
a weird time to do it, but one thing I find is cool, and we're going to talk about the album in a second. But one of the things that I find to be really cool is that you guys have like a charity foundation that you guys have founded, and 100% of the proceeds of your album, Big Love, is going to that, which I think is really cool. It shows a lot of character, I think, for you guys to like be doing something to really give back. And I always like that. We have another friend, because we're going to talk about the charity too, who has a charity called Dogs for Our Brave, and they fund the dogs for the veterans who come back with PTSD and missing limbs and all kinds of things, and they fund it all themselves, for that. And so I think what you're doing is really, really cool, and we'll get into that in a second. But let's talk a little bit about the record.
1 second. We need more people like you, and like the Marilyn and Andy Goldstein. Gladstein. I'm sorry. People. They're only my dearest best friends, by the way. People today are very selfish. People are thinking about me, 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 me. It's all about me. And I think that's not what nature designed us to do. Nature said help each other. And what you're doing, I must tell you, is a wonderful thing. And if there is a God, which there may be, may not be, I'm sure you will be rewarded, because good brings good, bad brings
And we'll let
bad.
you tell us about your charity in a second. Tell us a little bit about the album, how it got put together, and the 5 songs in your own words real quick, and give the people something big. So get all excited about it and go.
I'm excited about it. Well, this album, the EP has 5 songs on it, like you said, and they were written over a period of time. The earliest one was 1999 that I had Joshua. I wrote a long time ago. But Big Love was written in 2016, right at the beginning of the summer campaign of the presidential election, and there was a lot of diversity. There was a lot of division between all of us Americans. We started really feeling the anger and the violence, and it was apparent that there was something going on that was very meaningful, and that we needed to come forward to create some kind of oneness with our music. And I've always been doing that. These songs represent just a coming together with awareness that we all need to be unified. And Big Love really represents that. And that's my mission as an artist. This EP is one of many that will be coming out. So.
Now, I so believe this because I'm from the hippie generation. I was a Gucci hippie. I wore Gucci as a hippie. But I mean, music back in the 60s and 70s absolutely brought us all together. It was the greatest thing that we listened to, because everybody wanted peace and love and caring. And it may have been corny and stupid when you look back now, but back then it was important. Yes, we have got to stop this fighting between Democrats and Republicans. We have to stop this destruction of our country, and we've got to stop the hatred for America. I am so happy to be an American. I've traveled the world extensively because of my career, and I know how people live in other parts of the world. And I remember saying when I went to sleep, boy, am I lucky I'm an American. So everybody out there, love this country. It's a wonderful country, and it does good for so many people who come here with nothing and become something.
My family came with nothing. We came from Italy to New York. All my family's in New York. So we heard you while we were backstage talking about New York. And I every word you were saying, how much I miss it, and I can't see my parents and my family. And right now,
He's from Italy too. His family's from Italy too.
I'm Italian, and I'm from Brooklyn. And New York City, I grew up in, and I learned how to be who I am today because that city offered me everything it could possibly offer me, all sorts of lifestyles and traditions. And I grew up with all kinds of people. So diversity to me is something not new like it is to many people today. I grew up in Brooklyn, which is quite diverse, and we all got along fine, and we all helped each other out. Today we have become divided. This hatred for Donald Trump has got to stop. This hatred for Joe Biden has got to stop. We have to realize that these men work very hard to get where they are. And whether you like them or not, whether you think they're good or bad, one of them will become president. Deal with it. Don't fight it. Don't insult. See if you can help this country by doing good deeds and helping
Like you
one
guys are
another.
doing.
I think it's wonderful. I love the both of you. I don't even know who you are, but I love you.
I also want to say Scotty J is in the chat room from Rock Titan. He told me to say hi. He used to be our engineer actually for the show. And he's saying if you haven't heard Lauren's voice, you have to. It's incredible. He also said he got his Rick Allen
Wait a
Funko
minute.
Pop. Hang on.
Wait, of course her voice is incredible. She's Italian.
Okay, of course. And he also said he got his Rick Allen Funko Pop. Do you have a Funko Pop?
I do, yes.
I have got to get a Funko Pop because I collect Funko Pops from everybody who's been on the show. I have like 150 of them. So now that I know you have one, I'm going to be going to eBay tonight as soon as we get off of here, and getting it. I freaking love it.
I've seen them, but I haven't even got one myself. So.
Oh, I'll buy two and send you one if I can find one, and then you can autograph it for me, mine, and send it back.
There's always a method.
Oh well, hey, they're worth more money then, because he's a.
Yeah, you're never going to sell.
So
it.
Lauren, do you have a Funko? I know I don't sell anything. I have my whole office full of autographed stuff to Jimmy Star, and I don't, so it can't be sold.
That hasn't been dusted in 2 years.
Oh well, I can't help it.
So lucky if you could figure out what they are. You just have to push off the dust.
Lauren, do you have a Funko Pop? Not yet.
I know.
She will.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know,
so
somebody's making dolls of Jimmy and I have no idea.
Yeah, we're
why.
gonna have our own too.
I said I'm not going to allow it because people could use it as a voodoo doll and stick pins in it. You know.
Oh, they're saying somebody doesn't know what a Funko Pop is. You guys are retarded. It's fabulous.
Yeah,
They're fabulous.
I even know what that is. That's that little doll in a box, in the little square box.
So you guys, big love, you guys. It's a 5-song EP. First of all, I should say if you want to follow Rick and Lauren on Twitter, it's I am Lauren Monroe on Twitter for Lauren, and Rick is Rick Allen Live. I follow both of them. They have a charity. Did you call it a charity?
Yes, it's a 501c3.
Okay, called Project Resiliency, and they have another one called the Raven Drum Foundation, and they work together. And the statement, I guess the statement of what Project Resilience is, I wrote it down off of the website: to serve, educate, and empower veterans and people in crisis, to support, promote, and contribute to global healing, multicultural unification, and community leadership. And the website is project-resiliency.org. And so tell us a little bit, how did that come together and how do they work together? And I know because the other one is like a cool drum thing, and you're a drummer, so that makes a lot of sense. But tell us kind of how they came together.
Well, Raven Drum Foundation was our first 501c3, and we created that after we met. I'm a drummer, a percussionist too. I came from a dance background as well, and I learned a lot of drumming when I was dancing. We would drum together, and I was teaching him a lot of mindfulness practices to reduce anxiety, and I did that a lot with people. And we realized that the combination of drumming and visualization and healing and breathing really helped people. So we started going around and teaching it to people who are going through problems and going through crisis. And we realized that it didn't matter where we were. If it was kids, it was cancer patients, if it was kids in juvenile facilities, it was helping everybody. And because music is such a universal language, we decided to create a foundation around that. And then from that, I'll let Rick explain it. In 2006, he went to Walter Reed Army Hospital, and we decided to create Project Resiliency, which is based on veterans and PTSD awareness and recovery. So.
Yeah, we really
That's
wanted.
absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, after visiting Walter Reed, I realized there was a need for it. I saw a lot of suffering, but I also saw a lot of potential. And through my experience, through Lauren's experience, we decided to create Project Resiliency, which was more focused on trauma and our veterans.
I think that's super cool, and who better, with your history and the trauma that you went through, because you're like an inspiration for people. You had that terrible trauma, then you came out on the other side, and instead of bringing you down, you became like the biggest drummer superstar on the planet, which I think is amazing.
I also believe that if you have someone like this girl here on our show, that's because I forgot your name, but
Lauren.
Lauren. How could I forget Lauren? I love Lauren. Lauren Bacall was one of my dearest friends in the world. If you know who Lauren Bacall is,
You.
Humphrey Bogart's wife. Lauren
Yes.
and I were dear friends for years. People like you that go around helping other people. It is an inspiration to people because a lot of people out there that I've met have no one. They're alone. They don't have husbands, wives, or lovers, or anyone that cares about them. So they deteriorate. Someone like you comes along, Lauren, and you give them a reason, you give them a rhyme, you give them hope. And that's beautiful. That's Italian. Now, where are you from in Italy? I mean, from New York.
Queens from Whitestone.
Oh, you got to go away. I lived at Le Havre.
I know. I know. I have friends in
in Beechhurst. I lived in Le Havre for years. Love that apartment, that 20 by 40 living room.
Oh, yeah, I've been in those apartment buildings. Yeah.
What did she say?
She said I was in those apartment buildings.
Oh yeah, I lived there for years when I was first married. When I was a young man in my early 20s, it was almost a brand new building at the time. But yes, I lived in Astoria for many. We lived in Brooklyn, then we left Brooklyn and moved to Astoria, which was country at the time. There was a lake across the street. The people next door had goats. Could you believe that? And of course, now it's all factories and commercial. But yeah, but Whitestone is wonderful. Did you go to Bayside High?
I went to St. Luke's and then I went to St. Agnes in College Point for high school.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm way older than you, so I went to Long Island City High when I lived in Astoria. But as an adult, I lived in Beechhurst. I loved it there. It was country. My God, people would say, "Where do you live?" I'd say Beechhurst. They say, "Where the hell is that?" I'd say, "Past Whitestone and Bayside." They say, "Oh, you got to be kidding! All the way out there, isn't it lonely?" And the Trogs Neck Bridge came along. They built that. There was a beach there. It was a wonderful beach that we used to go down to Beechhurst Beach, and it had a swimming pool. I mean, that was living back in the 60s, late 50s and early 60s. So I'm happy. We're neighbors. I love that.
That's
you
great.
sound like all of my family, so
What'd you say?
She said you sound like all of my family.
Well, we're Italian. We're all alike. We think the same.
And they're all good looking. Like, I swear, everybody
yeah,
who comes
look
on
at
who's
you.
Italian, all the women and men who
look
come
at
on
that-
are gorgeous.
Look at that gorgeous head of hair.
And
That's
look at the smile.
and look at the hair. That's Italian. Italians all have gorgeous hair. Now listen, what kind of Italian are you?
Sicilian and from Naples, Neapolitan.
I was going to say Napolitan. You look Napolitan. Definitely Napolitan. My grandfather was Napolitan, so I'm part Napolitan, and my father was Genovese, and my grandmother was Venetian. So we're Venetian, Genoa, and Naples. And I think a little Sicily, and somebody said Barese also. So it's a nice mix of Italian. It's all wonderful anyway.
So wait, let's go.
Wait, I want to ask you one more question. Do you cook Italian?
I do.
Oh, he's so lucky. Oh, that man is
Rick,
so lucky.
is she good at it, Rick?
Of course she is. She's Italian.
And I became a pretty good cook myself. You know, I have a couple of twists that she doesn't necessarily approve of.
Yeah, but she can cook it. If you cook Italian, then she could cook it well because all the girls learn from their fathers and mothers. You should go out. You should go out now and buy her the most wonderful gift for cooking for you. Such good food. Be grateful.
Yes.
You know, like when you leave home, carry her to the car. Don't let her walk because she cooks for you.
You gotta love it. So let me ask you guys a music question. So Lauren, because your music is very relaxing. Like I found it. I'm a publicist.
I want to hear her music.
Wait, you can't hear it right now. I'm a publicist by trade, and so I work in my office all day long, and I work with a lot of cool, like Henny and everybody, a lot of cool people, and so I was listening to it. It was very relaxing. Who are some of your like musical influences? And you can't say Def Leppard because that doesn't count. Who are some of like your musical influences that you listened to growing up? The kinds of music that you listen to. And then Rick, you think about it because I want to know who some of your influences were too, growing up. But she gets to go first because beautiful women go first.
No problem.
She is a beauty.
Yes.
Well, Tom Petty influenced me quite a bit. It was my first concert. But as far as vocalists, Linda Ronstadt really inspired me with her voice. I don't think anyone's really compared to her since.
I don't think so either.
I love Bonnie Raitt. I love Stevie Nicks.
I
So
love Stevie Nicks.
Jackson Brown. They all really inspired me.
Jim Morrison.
Oh, Jim Morrison did big time when I was little, when I was younger.
I read in the bio for the Big Love album that somebody from Tom Petty like helped produce it or played on it or something, right?
I was so fortunate. I worked with Jim Scott, who produced the Wildflowers album, and worked with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And he brought in Steve Ferroni, who's the drummer with the Heartbreakers, and Ben Montench to do. Well, Steve was on the whole record, and Ben Mont came in for a few songs. So I was just so grateful to have that experience. And with Kenny there, and Waddy Wachtel was there. He's a New Yorker too. He's from, I don't know if you know Waddy. He plays with Stevie Nicks now. But he was on the record. He did all those slamming guitars on Big Love, and so
awesome.
I was very fortunate to have things just come to me so wonderfully, and I'm just really grateful for that.
I love
That's
it.
because you're a good person. If you do good, you get good. You do bad, you know what you get? Guts.
All right, Rick, your turn. Some
You
of
know
the
what, God?
influences.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to say one thing to her. Now you made me forget.
Okay.
I was trying to. This is just eyeball. You can't think without an eyeball. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, my eye makes me.
You said GOTS, so does that have anything to do with GOTS?
No. I wanted to say something too. Oh, we have so many friends that are famous rock and roll people, from Pink Floyd, everybody. They all are by far the nicest gang of people we ever meet. I love all of our rock and roll stars, and you two guys are right in there too.
Actually, they probably know
You're
a lot of the
also,
people that we know.
and you know how nice they are. They're all sweet guys, and girls, of course. Rock and roll people are not drugged up weirdo ass works. Believe me, they're sweet people.
So actually, some of them.
No,
So
Rick
thinks it's
we
funny.
never met a.
No, we never meet any bad
never met
ones.
a prick yet. We haven't.
Some of
met
the
a
people
prick
that
yet.
we've worked with, like I'm sure you know, because you're a drummer.
How about
Steve Perkins from Jane's Addiction is a good friend of ours.
Love Steve.
Scott Page, who is the saxophonist for Pink Floyd.
Best friend.
Kenny Olson from
Love Kenny.
Kid Rock, Twisted Brown Tucker Band. He's a great guitarist.
So many people.
Yeah, there's a whole lot now. I can't remember them.
Billy Idol.
So I like drummers. So we've had like Bobby Blotzer on the show from Rat. And back when he was in Rat, like along because he's not the drummer now.
And they're all nice guys.
Everybody's nice.
You know, people think that, oh my God, those rock and roll people, they rape girls in the green room. Maybe, but not all the time. Now that segues Lauren. That segues me to you.
Oh, no.
That's our little dog. How do you feel about? Are you jealous of him? Astro, come here.
Okay.
We have a little 7-pound mutt with a big mouth. Astro, are you jealous of him? Because women are very forward with rockers. They'll think nothing of pushing her out of the way and sitting on his lap. What would you do in that situation?
I'm not jealous, and it's interesting because most of the women that love Rick, and they all do, they're so respectful of him, and he has such wonderful boundaries with people, and he can show his love and hug them, and he's very authentic, but there's no like sexual energy. He doesn't throw that around. So I trust him, he trusts me, and we just have to, it's never been an issue.
So go the other way and let Rick answer because you're smoking hot.
And Lauren, he doesn't want to get your Italian up because Napolitan women forget it. You cross a Napolitan woman and she spits in your food when she cooks it.
No, well, I think she'd probably do more than that.
What do you say?
He should probably do more than that.
No, she starts with spitting in your food, then maybe.
You gotta love it. So hold on, go with you. So who were some of your influences then, Rick?
My dad was a huge music fan. I got into big band when I was younger. I used to love listening to big band, and then I got into jazz rock. And then my older brother, he started bringing records home, Deep Purple, and then of course the whole sort of late '60s, early '70s was a fantastic time for music. Sweet, Slade, Bowie. Queen, I mean, you name it. All this music was available to us. So we took our influences from pretty much everything.
I love all that. We had Slade on the show.
Bowie was mine.
Oh yeah, he liked Bowie.
Oh, I love.
So what about
Bowie.
now
Love
today?
Bowie.
So those are influences. Now, if you were sitting around on the first of all, do you guys sit around and listen? Do you sit around and listen to yourself, Lauren, or do you sit around and listen to Def Leppard or any of Rick's music a lot of the time, or do you guys listen to other people's music?
We listen to Frank Sinatra all the time.
What you say, Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra. I love Frank
me
Sinatra.
too.
We just watched a great documentary.
Sinatra and Johnny Mathis. They're
Johnny
my
Mathis is his favorite.
I know, and I've met Johnny a few times, and I adore Johnny Mathis. He is the kindest, sweetest, most humble, shy, delicious human being in the world. And that's why his voice is so magnificent, is because he sings from his soul. Johnny Mathis is by far better than Sinatra, better than any vocalist that has ever lived on the planet Earth. And Peggy Lee.
That's his favorite.
And
Peggy Lee and Johnny
is
Mathis.
his co-partner. No one is Peggy Lee. She sang before the music, which is unheard of. Or was it behind the music? I forgot.
Behind the music.
I think she sang. No, she sang off the. She never sang with the music. Either she sang before it or after it, which is a no-no. But she was wonderful.
So
And-
wait. Go back. So do you guys have Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, go on Netflix. We watched it just the other night. It's like a 3-hour-long, 2-part documentary
Wonderful.
all about Frank Sinatra in Palm Springs and stuff. But we live in Palm Springs, but it's an excellent documentary. Just Google Frank Sinatra.
And they told the truth for a
search it.
change. They really told the truth about Sinatra.
And it has his performances and all kinds of stuff. And you'll really like it if you like Frank Sinatra. It's really worth
Because
sitting to watch.
Over the years, I have met many people who were friends with Sinatra, and I know lots of stories about Sinatra, which of course would never leave my mouth. But they did it in this documentary. I was so shocked when I heard certain names and events that Sinatra was involved with. I thought that was all taboo and secret. But now the secret's out.
Okay,
Watch
so
it. It's good.
what's you guys' favorite movie? Do you guys have a movie that's your go-to movie, like when you guys are in some kind of weird mood that you both like? Like Ron and I like different movies, so it's harder for us. He likes everything Turner Classic Movies.
Well, I do a lot of movies. Like I just did 4 movies. I have 6 more to do. And they're all horror movies where they chop people up and blood and guts fly.
He doesn't like those.
And I hate them. I hate the movies I'm in, but I'm in them. But I hate it. And
Let them answer. Let them answer.
well, wait, just let me finish. When I read a script, I read to see what parts they're going to tear off me before I do a movie. Go.
All right. So, what are some of you guys' like go-to movies?
Have you ever heard of one called Red Violin?
Yes.
Yes, of course, The Red Violin. I know that film.
That's really good. We'll
It's a
have,
Wonderful Life.
yeah, that's always a great go-to.
We like, Jimmy Stewart. It's Wonderful
Yes.
Life.
Yeah, we know it well. Lots of people choose.
That's
that
actually
one.
my real name is Jimmy Stewart, but I couldn't trademark it, and so I became Jimmy Starr. But otherwise, I am Jimmy Stewart, and so everybody likes it. Ron, we like one movie that we both like together though. It's North by Northwest, right?
Well, we love Cary Grant.
Yeah, we like Cary Grant movies.
I always wanted to be Cary Grant when I grew up. Instead, I turned out to look like Tony Curtis, which is okay too. But I wanted to be Cary Grant.
I also my go-to feel-good movie is Pretty Woman. I love Pretty Woman. I've seen it like 800 times.
That's a good one. One for the Italians, which is fantastic, is Moonstruck.
Yes, I saw that for the first time, and since we've been like trapped.
A better film than that, if you want to be a proud Italian, is the Tuscany film with Diane Ladd.
Oh, Under the Tuscan Sun.
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Oh, okay.
That is the most wonderful Italian film I've ever seen since La Dolce Vita.
I saw Moonstruck though for the first time, and I actually liked it. And
Well,
since we've been stuck in the COVID, I saw that. And what's the James Dean movie that he's famous for? Rebel Without a Cause. I had never seen that. We saw that. I'm seeing.
But Moonstruck to me was like listening to the wall at my neighbors. Forget about it.
No, it's true. It's like
Get over it.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Well, everybody loved it. That's what made Cher, a score in that film. I hate to be a name dropper and a bragger, but I'm not. These are just people I work with, and I know Cher is the total opposite of that in person. Cher is a walking sleepwalker. I mean, Cher never is there. She can walk in looking magnificent, stand there, and you speak to her, but she's really not there. She's still home in bed sleeping. That's Cher. She is absolutely not a volatile, demonstrative, loud human being. She is so laid back that it's amazing.
So wait, let's do
So
a
she did a good job on the film.
let's do a hypothetical. Okay, so the COVID virus is over, and you guys get to go back and play shows again that aren't like online streaming shows, and an agent approaches you and they say, Lauren, we want you to open for blank with your Big Love album. Who is the person that you would be like, oh my God, it would be so great if I could like open for this person? I'd ask you that, Rick, but you don't open for anybody. Everybody opens for you.
No. Who's like your favorite? Who would you want to go on stage with?
That's, you know what? I wish you didn't ask me that question because I have to think about that for a minute.
If Tom Petty was still around.
Yeah, it would be him.
Okay, yeah.
It would be him.
Hypothetically.
You know, Bonnie Raitt would be wonderful. She still plays, but rarely.
I love Bonnie Raitt.
No,
I also like Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Total Eclipse.
Yeah, Total Eclipse is like a great song. I freaking like love that song.
Who else? Jackson Brown. Who else are we talking about that you'd like to?
Melissa Etheridge.
Melissa Etheridge.
Oh, actually, she's gonna come on the show. Like I sent her people stuff, and they said she'd come on the show. I love Melissa Etheridge. She's fabulous. And she's family. And she's family.
People used to say to me, "Who do you like?" And I would say, "Country Joe and the Fish," and they'd say, "Who?"
I bet they don't know who that is.
You don't even know who Country Joe.
You guys ever heard of Country Joe and the Fish?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I mean, Country Joe was such a hippie thing in the old days. I mean, everybody would pass the bong around and you'd listen to Country Joe and you sort of went off into some other world because he was so out of it. And it was fun. So nobody knows. So Country Joe and the Fish, if you're still around, yay for you.
So let's go to you then, Rick. Let's say, well, who are some of the bands that you guys have toured with that were a lot of fun? Or let's say you weren't you and you were in another band and you were going to have to be and you couldn't open up for yourself because that's not any fair. Like, who are some bands that you think it would be great to like play with?
Oh, I'd love to play with AC/DC.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would have loved to have played with Zeppelin. I would love to have played with Queen. I mean,
and Pink Floyd, you want to play with them too?
I guess we have friends there.
They're all our friends. You want to play with Pink Floyd, or we're going to cut you off the air now?
I think that's hilarious. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, you had such an amazing career, and the two of you together have gotten to do so many like cool things.
They're a sweet couple.
And I think it's really, I know, I can see that. And then you guys have been together since, I think I said 2003. So 17 years and you still like each other. That's awesome. Like, I think that's.
Since 2000, we've known each other.
Okay.
Hey, Lauren, did your father ever get you on the side and say, you're going to be in music, in rock and roll, you better not smoke a reefer? That's what my father used to say to me. You're going to be in movies? What, with the reefers?
Similar conversations.
That was a big
She
word.
said she had similar conversations.
Yeah, that was a big word. And non fa la putana either. You can't, non si fa la putana.
I know that very well.
You know, coming from.
You're going to wear that out? I always had to go and change. I couldn't wear anything.
So wait, what did your family think the first time you brought him home? Because like when
They
you
didn't like
guys
him.
met, he was already like.
They did not like him because he wasn't Italian.
You know what? No, they really loved him. He was so polite. He made them all tea. They were, you know, they liked him. I think I'm the first or second in my family to marry someone outside of being Italian. But
Okay.
And that's a sin.
but it shows how good 20 years later, and you guys have such beautiful smiles together. You can see how much you guys actually care about each other. Like it pops off the screen.
My sister brought home a Greek guy, and my father looked at my sister and he said, "What, couldn't do any better?" So my sister said, he's really nice. He's Greek. My father said, "I know, but does he have any Italian in him?" So my sister lied. She said, "Well, yeah, they're Greek, but they're really from Italy living in Greece." Meanwhile, we met the whole family. Every one of them was Ifkaristor, Greek with the blue beads and the grape leaves. So my father wasn't fooled, but he turned out to be an okay husband.
There you go. So you guys listen up.
Oh, wait a minute. I married a Dutch girl, and my father said, "What, an alley cat?" Because she wasn't Italian. He said, "What'd you marry, an alley cat?" They had their own little language back then. I used to love it. I would giggle. I never believed that shit. I would just giggle at them when I had all those Italianisms.
So
Yeah.
everybody listen up. This is Lauren Monroe and Rick Allen. You can follow Lauren on Twitter. It's I am Lauren Monroe. What's your Instagram? Because I'm following it, but I forgot what it's different, right?
Lauren Monroe Live.
Lauren Monroe Live.
And then
Rick-
she's got
Lauren Monroe Music on YouTube. Anybody wants to watch the Bigelow video. And we did a fan video with family and friends. My parents are in it. His parents are in it.
It's fantastic.
It's really fun. We had a lot of fans contribute and send to that. That's also online too.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
fun.
beautiful.
Well, I'm going to appeal to all the Italians out there.
Oh, yeah.
You buy their music, or else I make a phone call to Brooklyn, and your legs and your knees are gone.
So you guys also, you can follow Rick on Twitter. He's at Rick Allen Live. Let's see. Lauren's website is laurenmonroe.com. Rick's website is rickallen.com, which I noticed he also does art and photography and stuff. So like he's not just a drummer and a rock star and a philanthropist. He's got all kinds of things
I wish
going
I
on.
could see what he looks like. Is he good looking?
Yeah, he's good looking. And then
Lauren, is he good looking?
He is good looking, yes.
yeah, he's very good looking.
Let
And
me see.
there we go. He's-
They're doing a. See, I wish I could. This fucking eye. Excuse my French. Wait a minute. She's gorgeous. Look at those teeth. Are those teeth yours?
My teeth, yes, they're mine.
Look, you look like you're a beautiful Italian girl. Look at that head of hair. My, is that all your hair or extensions?
No, it's mine.
Wow, look at you. Yeah, he is handsome for a non-Italian.
Yeah.
So you guys, the name of the EP is Big Love. It's a 5-song EP. Not only is the music great, it's for a great charity. You guys, 100% of the proceeds they're donating to Project Resiliency, which is their charity. It's really great if you guys like contribute to this, because not only is it a great album, but it's also a great cause. And we think you guys are fabulous, and we want to thank you guys for coming on the show. I hope the album sells 1 million times over, and anytime you have anything to promote, let us know. We'll bring you back. Please follow me back on Twitter and Instagram. I hate it when people don't follow me back. And I have a pretty good following on there. And we wish you all the luck and success with the new album and with everything you do. And I'm so happy that you guys are such a wonderful married couple. It's really nice to see in this day
Thank
and age.
you so much for giving us such a good show. And cara bella, stai in gamba sempre.
Oh, thank you, Ron.
Okay.
You guys,
Auguri e tanti baci.
and we want to thank Rock Titan for setting this whole thing up and introducing us to you. So thank you, Scotty
Yes,
J.
You're a lovely couple, sweet people.
You guys
nice
wish you
people,
all the
good
luck in the
people.
world with everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Se buona
Thank you.
gente.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao, Bella.
You got to love it, you guys. They're awesome.
What a lovely couple. How, you know, I love my Italian people. I can't help it.
Everybody's fine, living in anger from sunset to dawn. They're taking it home, and the fields on fire to wake up the ghost. And our hearts know why freedom is gone. I want bigger love, bigger love. I want bigger love, bigger love, bigger love, bigger love. Where is the line for those who suffer? Needles and lies keep taking them home, and a child won't hide when he sees a ghost, but a taking it home. And the fields on fire to wake up the